Welcome. Thank you, Kongsters, for the really early raid in our stream this evening, and welcome to FSPN this evening. As you can see, we have the lovely PvP Steve, aka
Oh,
Ray Charles, above us.
it's a medical condition, I promise.
And we are here tonight to cover the Silph APAC Factions final. Now, so there's a little bit covering that. Steve, can you tell us a little bit quickly about the Factions format, and then we can get into some things?
Yeah, so for those who are not already aware, the Factions format is essentially like the Silph Arena bringing team formats into like the official ranked sort of zone that's going to be going on alongside of the normal monthly Silph Cup. So you've got teams of 8, where you've got a Great League specialist, so you've got 2 people battling it out in the Great League. You've got an Ultra League specialist, so Ultra League with a few restrictions. Master League, again, few restrictions. And then you've got 4 people fighting in a battlefield, which is a special meta. It's another meta that the Silph Arena puts out every cycle. I was going to say every month. Every cycle. This month it was this cycle. Man, you need to stop me. I'm going to say a lot of mistakes through this stream. This cycle it was the Atlantis field meta. So essentially it's another sort of unique meta, a few typings, use these Pokemon, and there are 4 battlefield specialists on each team, and then you've got a substitute that can kind of fill in any of the roles as we go. And so essentially at this point, for this stream, there are 2 teams remaining that are undefeated in this cycle. So they've battled out with a bunch of other factions. This is essentially like round 5. They've taken on 4 other teams. They've beaten them, in some cases crushed them, like DrTrotter and I may know something about.
Quick. Move on. We don't need to talk about that. It happens to us at the worst times. So let's meet our teams then. We'll jump up here, and I apologize for this, but we've got OjyaMajyoPuremi, I believe, is how we're going to pronounce it. We will shorten that in a very Australian way at some point. And they're versing against Alamat Pilipinas. So, Pilipinas. Very be careful on that ending. It can sound like something else. So both of these teams are actually undefeated in this cycle, and now I think we can give it away now. But Oyama were also undefeated in the entire first cycle, so they have yet to be defeated in the entire thing. And
in saying that, Alamat Pilipinas has only lost 1. And you want to guess who it was against in that first cycle?
I'm gonna guess it's those guys on the other side.
It may have been. It very well may have been. So
they're after revenge.
This is revenge. This is trying to take back the one loss that they faltered last cycle. Not looking for a repeat, because if they do lose here, this will be like a repeat 4-1, where they've lost to the same team in both cycles, which it does mean that they're still pretty strong, to say the least, to get to this point where you're fighting off against, you've got the 2 best teams, essentially, fighting off right now.
Yeah, it is. So this is the best of the best in the APAC Factions format. So why don't we just go straight into the Great League battle, and we'll check out who's facing who in their teams, Steve.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a pretty big battle, because we have Wanko, who is one of the just top Go Battle League players out there. Constantly number 1 on the leaderboard, absolute legend all the time. It's hard. If you pick any day on the calendar year, good chance that they're legend on that calendar day. But they've got a pretty interesting team here going up against Skies. And I did actually want to point out that Wanko in this cycle, because of the way that you kind of switch members around, Wanko only participated in 2 out of the 5 bouts in this cycle. So this is their second go round. They won the previous bout in the sort of round 4, and this is their second go in this cycle. They played a lot more in the first cycle, but their opponent Skies has not lost a bout at this point. They have consistently won.
Wow.
So Wanko is here to try and kill the undefeated streak.
And to me, it looks like Wanko has just gone PV poke, grabbed those top 6 and just put them in a team.
Yeah, very much so. Skies has got a little bit more variety there, but yeah, Wanko is running that Lickitung, presumably XL'd all the way, level 51, best buddy, something ridiculous. I've got Venusaur, Altaria, Azumarill, Medicham, Galarian Stunfisk. There are a few sort of moveset questions in there. Azumarill is a question mark, Medicham is a question mark. We'll see what they are shortly enough, I assume. And then on Sky side, I've got the Shadow Lapras, Tropius, Azumarill, Sableye, Lickitung again, and that Toxicroak. So there are a few more moveset questions in there as well. You know, Tropius might be Razor Leaf or Air Slash. Azumarill, again, has got that Ice Beam, Player of Hydro Pump. You can only have 2 charge moves, so pick which one you're not going to bring. And at this point, I think Wanko is probably... Oh, you could go either way. Ice Beam would be really nice to have up against that Tropius for some counterplay. Player F would be really nice to have up against that Sableye if you really want to dominate that matchup. There isn't anything particularly that you need Hydro Pump for. You could probably get away with Ice Beam, Player F. And actually, that is one point that is a bit unique in Factions, is that you actually can pick your movesets based on your opponent's team. You're only locking in your teams of 6, and you can tee them away based on what your opponent has, which may come into play in this battle. I feel like. What do you kind of?
Yeah, I think Wanko is gonna ditch the Hydro Pump without the G-Fisk there, without the Registeel there. You don't really need the pump, and I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying it's definite, but I'm betting that you'll see that moveset from Wanko there. And I guess what we're seeing here is Skies has kind of gone for a more of a counter team. So his Pokemon counter some of the top meta threats, like the Lapras in there to counter the Altaria, also does okay against the G-Fist. The Tropius there to counter the water and the fighters is a bit of the Sableye's there to counter, those things. So, but there's a lot of XLs. So we've got Sableye, Azu, Lickitung XL, I'm assuming. And we've got Lickitung, Azu, Medicham, XL. So there's lots of XLs there. Thanks, Yusei, for pointing that one out. But
yeah,
let's get into the battles.
These are two really good battlers,
these
right?
Are good battlers.
They're going to be grinding.
This is a great start. And let's get into battle number 1. Steve, did you see the team there?
I saw a Lickitung.
I saw a Lickitung. So all of the footage is from the Oyama. Let's go Oyama. Team Wanko.
OJ, Japan's team.
So we'll see all the battles from there, and we'll just watch how these go. Now, I thought this was not the super long battle start, but as you can see, here we go. Steve, take it away.
All right, we're going in. We're seeing that Lickitung, and we are going to see the Tropius on the other side. So we'll finally see. We're going to see Razor Leaf or Air Slash, and it is the Air Slash. So no Razor Leaf domination here. Lickitung going to be charging up the energy real quick. Body Slam's coming out pretty fast here. So not going to click the first one until... I'm not sure if that was a CMP tie or if that was... I feel like it might have been. Although there's no real reason to do anything fancy here because Lickitung and Tropius, they're both just going to kind of go back and forth a little bit. I guess it's Wanko just really doing some really nice timing there, making sure that no extra air slashes come through by timing their charge moves at the exact same time. So pretty high level strats there. But this matchup is going to go for a while if they do stick around.
Yeah, and there we go. We did get one little air slash that sort of snuck through there. I'm not going for the CMP tie, just trying to put that shield pressure on. And this is such a neutral sort of matchup, isn't it? Like, wow, this Tropius, oh my goodness, switch to Altaria. That is a catch and a half from Wanko. And are we going to see the Azu come out from the opponent? No, we see the Shadow Lapras come in here. And oh my goodness, look at those ice shards. Ouch.
Altaria.
Oh, and a bit of lag here. Bit of lag. That looks like mutual fast move lag. And going for a Dragon Pulse.
Okay, not a Moonblast Altaria. That's pretty interesting as well.
What can I say? I mean, Moonblast probably is going to be better for that Azumarill and Sableye matchup, but maybe just doesn't want to worry. Maybe had the IVs, didn't want to change that. So, good catch, but now Lapras is loaded with energies, and it's Lickitung coming back out just to soak some of that energy up. Even the Shadow. Oh, it's a Skull Bash. Oh, Wanko did not want to see that.
Rough.
And now we have an Azumarill requiring to sweep a Tropius, which has probably got a little bit of energy, to be honest. but not that much.
I'm not sure if it ended up escaping with any energy. I'm not oh my gosh. Another Skull Bash. Does shoot up there.
So play rough.
That's alright.
It's got to be a play rough here because they will know that Ice Beam... Yep, Wanko knows that Ice Beam is not going to be enough and the opponent's not likely to shield. So out comes the play rough here. Lets the Lapras go. And, I mean, you got to assume it's Tropius coming back in straight away throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. He had the 2 Leaf Blades. Oh, and letting it go. Saving that shield.
What could be a Venusaur in the back?
No, wrong team.
Wanko's using Tropius. Oh, I'm completely flipped here.
You're flipped. You're flipped. I'm sorry.
I'm flipped. And
do you shield this? This is a question that Skies has to take into account here. Do you shield? No, let's
in the back.
Go. What has he got in the back? And it's a Toxicroak. All right.
So wants to get that Sludge Bomb through. Yeah. Like at this point, Azumarill's so low.
Azumarill so low. Just double Mud Bomb is enough to take it out from here. No worries. Can Azu get... Yeah, there's the Mud Bomb. It's only going to be another Mud Bomb. He's going to try it. He's going to try for the Ice Beam, but he needs an Ice Beam. And, I mean, I don't even think, because of the Poison subtyping of Toxicroak and this XL Azu, I don't even think a Play Rough would KO at this point. And it's got to have the Mud Bomb. So. Surely. Oh, my gosh. That was a lot closer than I thought.
Skies, come on here. Wanko's about to take it out. Yeah, it does get it out there. So yeah, I guess as he said, it was a really nice catch. Like it just completely threw away all of the energy from the Tropius' Leaf Blade, just vanishing into the atmosphere. But then you got Hard Counter City with Shadow Lapras coming out with some very shadowy ice shards, and they were a little bit painful.
The catch seemed so beautiful at the time, but ended up giving away, it gave away the match from there. So Wanko down in the first set here against Sky. So really, really nicely done. Let's jump on into match 2. Sky's shredding on that guitar here. And what's this? The Lapras Azu. Now it's sort of a play rough versus Skull Bash kind of matchup, don't you think, Steve?
Yeah, and I mean we did see this in the last one as well, except Lapras is already one Skull Bash up, and then it was able to get a second one onto this Azumarill. No matter what, this is going to be like even longer than the Lickitung versus Tropius matchup because it's just one bulky water type up against another bulky water type, where only one of them has the ability to buff up their defense with Skull Bash. But that player actually did a fair amount of damage because of the Shadow. So only one more player really needs to go through, and this Lapras will be going down. A Skull Bash is going to come through here, which does do about the same-ish. So I guess one more Skull Bash comes through, Azumarill gone. One more Play Rough goes through, Lapras is gone. So we might see some baiting here. Wanko going straight for that Play Rough though. Not messing about. Actually, because the Skull Bash defense buff is in there now, so doesn't quite take it out.
No, it doesn't quite take it out, and he's going to get to another Skull Bash here. Oh, are we getting a bubble down? No.
Oh.
Really leaving it to the last minute there, Skies. I think they had a little bit extra. And it is the Skull Bash, and we do see a shield, and it's going to be a farm down here. Down goes Lapras. Wanko is down a shield, but up a Pokemon? Not even really Pokemon. And Play Rough. Straight to the Play Rough, not playing around here. I mean, this Licky can tank anything, though. You know the moveset. It's not a Hydro. Look at that. Oh, and a swap out. An insta-swap. Whoa, and into a counter-swap into Toxicroak.
Okay. This is alright for Wanko. There are 2 shields on the Toxicroak side though, so if you can get a Psychic through, it's pretty rough for Skies, but has to get 2 shields.
Yes, a double super effective Psychic would be very rough for a Toxicroak to take from anything. But it is resisted counters on both sides. Oh yeah, it's the Sludge Bomb here. Now just requiring the Mud Bomb. Is he willing to waste both shields in this point? Oh, here comes that Psychic. Let's find out.
I feel like at this point, if Lickitung came back out, Lickitung would be able to take out Medicham.
Oh, it does get the shield. Now, he's got to get some extra energy, Skies, because now it's gone from being up shields to being down shields. And there is a very, very healthy Altaria, as we can see on Wanko's side. That's going to cause some problems. Out it comes.
Yeah.
I mean, he can pretty much just... Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
what a sack!
Wanko
Look,
just...
I know that.
Oh,
I know the last act didn't go so hot in the last game, but that was a really nice one.
that was hot.
Okay,
It was hot.
they've kept Toxstroke around, but I don't think that this Lickitung is going to be around long enough to be able to use that as a sack swap.
No,
Can't
it's
see
definitely
the
not.
switch timer getting up in time.
It's just the switch out because you know it's just more energy for the Altaria. And out comes the Dragon Pulse. So maybe the stab Dragon Pulse was against the Lickitung. Maybe Wanko knows the Licky Altaria matchup better than us. I personally would have looked at going the double Sky Attack.
Yeah, I guess you have to you had to register your Altaria's CP, so you can't switch the Pokemon.
So you're thinking it's an Elite TM
to the
issue?
Dragon Pulse, unless they wanted to use an Elite TM for this single bout. But Altaria taking it out in the end, and now it's going 1-1. I guess a bit of a not making the same mistake in I guess it was keeping switch advantage. Really helped out in that battle in comparison to the first battle.
And what we've seen so far is no G-Fisk from Wanko because there's just so many things that do damage to it. Yeah, Lapras, even, I mean, Tropius obviously not so great, but Leaf Blade will still do a good chunk. Toxicroak's going to do a lot, Azu's going to do quite well, so yeah, no need for G-Fisk there, really running around everything else, which is kind of surprising then. I guess Skies has got that Toxicroak there for the Lickitung very specifically.
Yeah. It's really kind of their only counter to Lickitung. Like, everything else doesn't love being in that matchup. The Lapras and Azumarill both don't like Power Whip. Tropius, we saw that matchup earlier on where it's a bit neutrally. They're both not loving it. Sableye doesn't love it. Lickitung mirror match. Toxicroak. That's kind of all you've got.
Yep. So it's up to Skies to land that Toxicroak on this Lickitung. I feel that's the key to winning the battle. And Wanko not giving up switch advantage into an Altaria for Shadow Lapras to farm it down. Probably a very key point too.
That is a good strategy to keep in mind, I think. But, alright, we're going to the third battle here. I didn't see the party there.
I saw an Altaria lead from Wanko here.
And I guess we're seeing Lickitung in the back.
Oh!
Ooh! Okay, Sky's going with a really strong lead here. So Wanko just getting straight out of there, no energy, swaps into Medicham. We're seeing the Sableye come in. Pretty hard counter, so not a great start for Wanko at all. We'll see what he does try and do to get out of this, though. Throwing the Ice Punch. I'm maybe just trying to go for bulk Ice Punches, because Psychic would be resisted.
Psychic is not going to do a lot of damage at all, so it is just about the Ice Punches. But, I mean, I think we're probably just going to see one Foul Play go unshielded, and then a farm down from this Sableye from this point. It can afford to eat another Ice Punch should it want to, but it would leave it very low in the red, which is just going to give it no chance for baiting. It's just going to throw like a return and then dip after this. Yeah, so lets it go through. In comes the farm down, and it's a return best buddied Sableye. So you have to assume it's pretty highly up there in the ranks. And what do you come in here with, Steve? Licky?
Okay, gonna bring in the Altaria, keeping Lickitung, because you have to be worried about a Toxicroak in the back at this point. So keeping Lickitung in the back is a little bit scary, but I guess knowing that there is an Azumarill about.
Oh, look at that!
Okay,
getting a little that little bit of energy there, and it's an Azu. Out comes the
what have they got in the
Azu.
back then? If bringing in Azu, not bring it into the Altaria, they must have something else for the Altaria in the back.
I mean, Lapras?
Lapras?
Lapras is the only thing I can really think. And Wanko going for the bait and gets the shield.
That's nice. That's real nice.
You got to think that Skies is just going to be throwing straight up play roughs, because the difference in damage versus the bait, like, it can turn the match. So now he's landed one play rough. But here we go. Now Wanko's just got these power whips. This is so oppressive. And the upper shield, so you almost feel like, yeah, no shield. Doesn't do that much.
Yeah.
It's not that much.
If we're assuming there's a Lapras in the back as well, Lickitung will have to do a few more power whips than that to turn this one into a positive spot for Wanko.
Yep, and this is actually not too bad, because if there's a Lapras in the back, you just want this Lickitung to be energy dry in an ideal world, and then just farm up some extra energy with Lapras because you know the fast move damage is going to be enough. Oh my goodness, and Skies gets off this last little charge move. You saw Wanko tapping the switch, tried to switch to the Altaria, didn't get it off, and there it is. Here's the Lapras. Now, are we going to... Oh, it is the Power Whip. Skies has to shield this. This is going to do far more damage than anything that Altaria has.
Oh my gosh. What?
But does it matter? Does it matter? Is Dragon Breath going to be enough? His charge moves are off the table now. Oh, it is. Dragon Breath is going to be enough. Oh my gosh. This is disgusting.
Needed to shield.
Double Surf is... Oh, I didn't count. I wasn't counting. Could we be at a Double Surf? No. Even if they were, Dragon Breath was enough.
There's a tiny little bit of...
Oh,
wow. Oh, Skies. Oh my gosh.
Skies could have had his revenge against...
And that's how this game goes, right? Single decisions can flip entire matches. I have complained about many a match that I make one single error. It could have flipped things completely the other way. Wow. I mean, that puts the Japanese team at a nice start, up 2-1. And that was a really sort of interesting set because both of them played pretty well. Wanko made a pretty big mistake in that first battle by swapping out and getting their Altaria stuck against the Lapras. Obviously, the last battle could have been flipped the other way if a shield just got used earlier on and got hit by a Sky Attack instead of getting hit by a Power Whip. Maybe they mustn't have... See?
It's those 50-50s. It's such a great set of battles in that Open Great League format. Really just sort of showcasing... Like, that's the pinnacle. That's a really close game. One shield, one miss shield was what the difference between Alamat Pilipinas winning. Penis? Oh man, that's going to sound like penis so much.
We are going to wreck this. Just
100%.
Completely.
Winning and losing the matchup there, so really close. But I mean, they've taken a point. They're still in the hunt. There's nothing out of reach here. The set, it's not over. It's not like a 0-3 where you're like, oh, feels bad, man. Sorry, team. Steve.
For those who
don't know what happened,
used to it, because it's factions, we've got 7 people battling. There's 21 battles, so it's kind of a case of first to 11 wins. So you can get 3-0'd, 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 and you're still in it with a chance. You just have to not drop 2 games from there, which is a bit of a tough call. Yep. Easy done.
Easy A's. Easy A. All right, let's move on. Let's keep these battles rolling through because now we're going to move into the Ultra League. This is not my personal best league. I don't know about you, Steve.
Look, it's not exactly my cup of tea. As soon as Silph does Ultra League metas, then at that point, I may get a little bit more involved. But
what is this? Is this not a Silph Ultra League meta? What are you talking about, Steve?
I suppose I get forced Ultra League meta on me. At that point, will I become an Ultra League expert and YouTube videos will flow. But we are going to be taking a little look here. So we've got YowTheHunnn, and I have the screen far too small to read the numbers. I'm blowing it up right now.
Versus YowTheHunnn. And what we can see here is quite varied teams. There's we saw a fair few Pokemon in the Great League that were the same, those Lickitungs, the Azus, but here we've got nothing. Neither person has picked anything to say. This is 100% unique teams, and there's a lot that could go wrong, I feel like, for YowTheHunnn. That Talonflame has 3 just super strong matchups against the Roserade, Escavalier, and Togekiss.
I mean, a lot of Ninetales could be pretty strong as well, depending on movesets. It's going to be pretty good up against Gyarados, up against... it does beat Ampharos. It's going to be good up against Roserade. It's going to be good up against Togekiss.
Well,
Charizard, it could be... It could be good against Charizard if Charizard has Dragon Breath.
Yes.
And that's assuming a Powder Snow Ninetales as well. Yeah. Charm would be a completely different ball game, which very well may appear in the Ultra League meta. But again, this is a game where you can change your movesets depending on your team.
Exactly. So looking at that team, there's no Dragon Pokemon over there. I can't see any, apart from the Swampert Jellicent matchup, there's no advantage to not having that Fire Fast move there. I mean, Roserade has Fire Weather Ball. That's going to pressure the Alola Ninetales, and Escavalier resists everything that Alola Ninetales can throw at it. And so those drill runs are going to pressure it pretty hard. It'll be an interesting matchup. Now, we do unfortunately have about 1 minute here of hanging out. So
we should have started this so much earlier.
While the battle's looking like it's getting started, you got some time here, ladies and gentlemen. You got some time. But I really like the look of Swampert on YYPon's team. Talonflame obviously looks really good. Just that Gyarados might provide a little bit of trouble for the Swampert and Talonflame core, and maybe they're going to look at bringing in Cresselia, maybe Grassland Cresselia.
Oh yeah, Cresselia.
Snorlax. I mean, it depends if it's got that Dragon Breath or if it's a Waterfall for YowTheHunnn, which could be really interesting. It really changes. I think that's one of the movesets that really changes Gyarados, and what it wins and what it loses against is those fast moves. And looking at the team,
I think that Ultra League actually has a lot of sort of moveset considerations. Like even Roserade, like you have the opportunity to go for like a Razor Leaf or a Bullet Seed. You have the opportunity to go for a Dazzling Gleam or a Sludge Bomb. Can play very differently. We are finally going in now. I was seeing the Cresselia lead up against Gyarados, so this could be a very strong lead. Very strong. We're seeing it is a Waterfall Gyarados.
It is a Waterfall, and no Grass Knot on the Cresselia either.
Wow.
So we're getting a Moonblast coming in. Fortunately, I know some of the moves, but it's all in Japanese in this matchup, so it could be interesting. The graphics are helping us, and Gyarados is getting a lot of energy, easily over a Crunch here. Crunch non-stab doesn't actually do that much to a Ultra League Cresselia, which is, I'll look at that, and it is Crunch. It's like a third of the HP. Cresselia OP.
Yeah. It is a very tanky Pokemon, and even though Gyarados is like, I kind of imagine Gyarados as this sort of high attack stat monster, it kind of doesn't really work that way in Ultra League. Like it really doesn't bite that hard. We are going to see another Moonblast coming in from the Cresselia. This would be taking out the Gyarados, I think, at that range, if it went through, but we do see a shield come up. Cresselia is almost getting Waterfall down here, but not before another Moonblast sneaking right through. Oh my gosh, that's really unfortunate for Yowie there.
Yow's double shielding, wants that energy, needs them shields come back, and oh my gosh, it's got the soak. It's got a Shadow Snorlax is still going to soak up anything that Gary throws at it.
I think I saw a defense drop on that Moonblast, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, hard to tell, but I think there very well may have been.
Lick down, didn't get to a second charge move. That's got to put a lot of pressure on YowTheHunnn. Has the Escavalier, but Superpower and then dip into Talonflame is going to put all sorts of pressure. Even if there's an Ampharos in there, even if there's the Ampharos.
Two shields!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so just double Brave Bird from this point, right, Steve? And that wraps this one up.
Yep, I'll get a coffee or something. We're pretty much done here. There's nothing to be done.
Yeah.
And a punch.
Oh,
shield,
what?
Nothing.
No, they're going the flame charge route.
Okay, I guess Escavalier has a little bit of energy. Maybe they're a little bit scared of a Megahorn or something, but okay. So Ampharos going down, no charge moves coming through, and now it's just going to be it's still GG's. There's nothing to do.
It's still GG's. Watch how much damage this Incinerate does to this Escavalier. Oh my god! Okay. Double boosted, no shielding. This drill run, yep. And then just one more Incinerate. Oh my gosh, it's a shield flex.
It's a flex if I've ever seen one. That's just disrespectful. That's just
Pawn. He was already dead. Stop kicking him. Stop. Oh wow. So yeah, and that's what we saw. We saw Talonflame really putting in some work there. Even though there was a Gyarados and an Ampharos, landed the Talonflame where it needed to be. Very.
And a Waterfall Gyarados as well. Like, that's extra devastating compared to like a Dragon Breath. But I guess was able to force the. I didn't end up getting switch with the Cresselia versus Gyarados because Gyarados wanted to
double shield though. That was tough. I mean, in that spot, you have the energy. You feel like you need to double shield, but then only got one charge move off afterwards, and that was probably the real killer.
And onto a Snorlax, which, look, it's not where you want your energy to go.
And not with Aqua Tail or Crunch either. No, they're not those devastating heavy hitting moves. So we'll move straight into match 2, and wow, a big change up in teams here from YYPon. Really mixing it up and going with a lot of water and one little icy boy or girl.
Charm or Weather Ball or Powder Snow. I'm going Powder Snow, surely. Yeah, there's Powder Snow. That makes this a very nice little matchup for Ninetales. Even though it is taking a little bit of damage with these waterfalls, the Weather Balls come off pretty hot and heavy. It does a nice little job. And
obviously those crunches are going to be resisted, so it's just Aqua Tail. Once you know the moveset here, you know that this is a solid matchup in YYPon's favour. What is YowTheHunnn going to do to turn this around? And what would insta-swap into a Hex? And out comes a Bullet Seed. This is interesting. So you don't know if it's got Ice Beam or not. We don't know the movesets here. So we're getting the bait coming in first and foremost. Is it going to get the shield? Is it going to get... Oh, wow. YowTheHunnn respecting the energy. And the thing is, this Roserade is at like close to 100 energy. He's done at least 8 Bullet Seeds, I think. And it's just loaded. And we have a Grass Knot.
Leaf Storm.
No, that's a Grass Knot. Leaf Storm's got a little bit of a little spinning spin on it.
I should have studied. I didn't know there was going to be a test. But a real nice shadow going through there.
And this has got to be just a Fire Punch, we would assume. But then it's going to leave the Roserade Energy Dry. Sorry, Weather Ball, thank you. Oh, is it going to get to a move?
Bubble Beam Devo?
No.
Bubble Beam?
Double KO.
Okay, so there's a Gyarados, and there's a Ninetales.
It's either way. Oh, that's that latency difference. They saw the Gary and then clicked the Ninetales, knowing full well what would occur afterwards. Can tank an Aqua Tail here. Will die. Oh, no Sneak in Waterfall, which is a very hard thing to do.
Really nice there, and this potentially puts him in a spot where could have either taken out the Gyarados or it's been a 2-0 shield scenario, and now it is Mud Boy versus Electric type. This poor Ampharos hanging out in the back just cannot catch a break. It's like, alright, I'm ready to fight.
Where was that Ampharos with the Jellicent? That is what poor YowTheHunnn is saying. He had the Ampharos there. It's great against the Jellicent. It's reasonable against the Talonflame. And just letting it go with that Earthquake.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunate.
Did YYPon lose I was going to say, did they lose a single Pokemon up there? Because I briefly looked at the top and saw balls, but there was the simultaneous KO. Yeah. They lost Jellicent. But wow, that is rough. YYPon just able to stare over YowTheHunn's phone, knowing exactly what the lineups are going to be to just get things perfectly lined up. Even with the kind of interesting, actually, was the swap this game or the previous game? That was last game, wasn't it?
It was last game, but a totally different team. So the first game, YYPon, picked Cresselia, Snorlax, Talonflame, and then just goes to the other set, the other line. Complete change up, which can be really hard to predict your opponent doing, and so you may not match everything up nicely. Tough break, man.
It means that they were confident in their team, that they were like, yeah, I got this. I know what's up here. I know how to use all 6 of these Pokemon. This is my squad. We're the homies, and we're going to take on whatever you throw. And I guess, did the Hun change anything up, really? They did bring in the Roserade instead of the Escavalier.
Yeah.
I was going to say burned by that Talonflame, but Roserade isn't much of a better matchup up against Talonflame. It's better. It's better. your
I
only...
mean, it's better, but you still lose. So anyway,
And you lose pretty hard.
you lose pretty hard. Let's move it on and see how it comes up in this last match. Can YowTheHunnn bring this one back and keep the matchup close, or do we see OjyaMajyoPuremi just extending that lead? So here we go. We've got Shadow Snorlax and a Charizard comes out. This is a very interesting matchup. The body slam spam and what? Air slash Charizard. I have not seen an air slash Charizard since, was it Jungle Cup, where some people will like had the legacy wing attack and other people were like, I'm just gonna run air slash. And everyone else just ran fire Charizard because it was still better.
I'm a fire spin vanilla guy over here, but
what was that charge move? I could not tell.
I didn't see like the blast burn fire thing go.
Yeah, but it didn't look like a Dragon Claw.
No, I have no clue what that charge move was.
I need to learn my katakana a lot better. And there we go. Air slash Charizard is about to go down. Yeah, Bamble says overheat in chat. Could have been an overheat. Ooh. I am not certain. And gets the second shield. Yes, I think... No, that's the blast burn. That's blast burn there.
So are we thinking it's blast burn overheat then? So, I mean, when you've got air slash as a fast move, that is something that people do tend to do a fair bit. But now I've got the Snorlax up against the Escavalier, going for the body slam instead of the superpower here. They do still have a shield, so I guess trying to get that shield. But
yeah, but it's a neutral.
I don't know how much...
Oh! Does get the shield. I mean, do they get... Surely they don't get. They don't get to another move.
And it kind of just gave them more farm. But okay, actually, I take that back. Gives Talonflame more farm. Yeah. And now I see the Grisellia versus Gyarados matchup.
Oh,
okay.
No.
Even with no grass on here, this is pretty rough for that Gyarados. As we saw before, Crunch is not taking this thing out by any means. No. Oh dear, Crunch comes through.
2 Crunches might come close, but I do feel like this Cresselia is just going to get to the 2 Moonblasts ahead. And ouch. YowTheHunnn just not able to land the right mons in the right spot. So it's a little bit RPS, these games, from YowTheHunn's point of view. I think YYPon just had teams that were a little bit more flexible in what they could do. And here comes that second Moonblast, takes out. And I mean, this Escavalier is going to need like 4 Mega Horns to take out this Cresselia.
It's in its happy place. It's in its happy place. There's no Talonflame on the screen. It's all good. It's living a long and happy life.
There it is. There's the Talonflame.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just not quite able to manage, especially that Cresselia. Such a good switch point for YYPon, just to soak up some charge moves, soak up some crunches. Wasn't really threatened by anything like Crunch. Maybe its biggest threat. Really.
Yeah. But even then, we saw how that went, and wasn't necessarily in the big W corner. But with that, Japan taking a very strong early 5-1 lead, which is very scary from the Philippines' point of view here. Have to win 10 out of the next 15 games here.
Nailed it, Steve.
Take the win.
10 out of 15. It's a big ask, right?
I'm a mathematician. But it's a big uphill battle, but with some of the players that the Philippines have got on their squad, it's not exactly out of the question, to say the least.
No, and it's good to remember that they are the other undefeated team in APAC. So, with that, let's get straight into this Master League setup. And Master League is, again, it's a league that I don't spend a lot of time in. I think I have a level 40 Machamp, but this is level 50 Master League, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, this is the big leagues. This is I want all of your XLs, give me 296 XL candy from raids, and now I've got this Giratina ready to go sort of zone. This is a scary place to be. And I just want to give the Philippines some credit here, because they've got a very strong chance here. Their player is the number 2 player in the Philippines, if I'm not incorrect, on the Silph Arena. Their this is going to be a bit of a battle. And it's another case where there's a fair bit of uniqueness to the two teams. They share 3 Pokemon, I believe. They've both got Togekiss, they've both got Gyarados, and they've both got Excadrill.
Excadrill.
Uh,
Who would have thought? Who would have thought Excadrill would have been in here? But I think that Excadrill was actually a Pokemon we saw a little bit featured actually in the Invitational Factions matchup. I think in actually it was in Ultra League, how Stark used it a little bit to get his team going. He was obviously part of my team, which was very good. So Excadrill's kind of come into vogue, especially in Master League, being like that anti-flyer steel type that also has those ground moves that just wreck the other steel types too. But the other thing I just wanted to quickly say is Ultra League. Why aren't we seeing Dialga, Groudon, Kyogre, Steve? What's the restrictions?
Yes, there is one particular restriction in that you are only allowed to bring 1 legendary / mythical on your team of 6. So we're seeing on Japan's side, we have that Melmetal, which is very much the easiest mythical legendary to get your 296 XL candy, it's very nice that is accessible and that you can only have 1, so you don't need to do any other hardcore legendary grinding if you don't want to. And then on the Philippine side, we are seeing that Giratina Origin form, which is a very interesting pick. I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to go up against this team. I think it has some play as long as it avoids that Togekiss.
It does. It's got some nice play, and it's just like if you want to just Shadow Ball and take shields, it's something that can really pressure your shields. Other movesets maybe not so much, but this definitely is. So let's dive straight into match 1. Let's keep this ball rolling, and it's Maron. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Versus Twibiskit. Very accomplished battlers here. And it's a red Gary versus shiny Metagross. That's what we come here for. It's Waterfall too, so not that Dragon Breath. So this instantly becomes a less favorable matchup for that Metagross. So if you, obviously it was Dragon Breath, it's slow with energy, resist everything. Aqua Tail though. Does Aqua Tail do much in Master League?
Does a little bit. Look, it's going to slowly whittle this Metagross down. It might have to burn a shield and a Meteor Mash at some point. But letting the first one come through, I believe that was a Meteor Mash. I believe that is the animation.
I'm calling it.
So, we're seeing Gyarados come down to half health. Gyarados is going to get to these Aqua Tails faster, so I think Gyarados is going to come out in the end, investing a shield. There's a shield from the Metagross' side. So, yeah. Meteor Mash going to come through. There's the shield.
There's the shield
at this point.
And then you're looking at a farm down if Twibiskit doesn't switch out of this matchup. And there it is. Insta switch into the Togekiss. And oh my goodness. It is Counter City. This Excadrill, even though Charm is absolutely wrecking it, it is almost at 2 Rock Slides already. Now it needs 2. It actually does need 2. Even though it's so attack weighted. It needs 2 to take out this Togekiss, which has that little Best Buddy badge. I'm not sure off of the CP if it actually is a Best Buddy or not. But you got to think you just let this go at this point.
Ooh, wanting to get the Flamethrower off, or at least threatening it onto this Excadrill. It's definitely not going to win the matchup. It's just forcing the shield, I guess.
Spicy.
Just going, hey, let's trade a shield. And there's a Flamethrower. Burning the shield.
But now it lets that Excadrill just farm up even more for whatever it wants to in the back. And there's nothing really here that's going to be able to do a huge amount to Maron's Excadrill. Except for another Excadrill. And there it is. And we have... how much does this DrTrotter do? This is going to do a lot of damage. That's offensive.
It did so much damage that some of it came through the screen and hurt me.
That's the real reason. It actually went through time. That's actually why you have your eye injury, Steve. It's actually looped time. And unfortunately for Twibiskit, going down in this matchup. So I think it was that shield. It was that shield. it's just double shielding that, or single shielding that Togekiss. Oof.
Yeah, because like you knew you were going to lose that matchup, so it was just a case of I want us to both have to burn a shield right now. I know I've got my extra drill in the back. I don't want to play any baiting games. I know that I'm going to get a shield if I throw right now, and I did, but there was still a bit of a threat on the field in an extra drill with more energy than yours, which is a pretty devastating spot, unfortunately, for Philippines there.
All right, let's get straight into match 2 now, and how's Twibiskit going to change this up? I think you might see. I don't know. Do you see the Roserade potentially just to chip some things away? But then that Mail
I feel
Metal.
like you might have to ditch Togekiss on Philippine side. Like, it's good against Machamp. It's good against Dragonite, but kind of a little bit of a liability in that matchup.
Yeah, it's not too bad against Gyarados, but without the Dragon Breath, yeah, I think it still loses that match. And there's the Kiss. Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
This is not what Tina wants. Tina, you fat lard.
Ouch.
Oh, an insta swap out here into the Gyarados, and
Okay.
what is that? That's a Dragon Tail Gyarados here.
Oh.
Not good.
Coming into a Togekiss?
Yeah, I
This
think
is not
they might have been
good.
hoping for an insta swap out into a different Pokemon, and here comes. Oh my gosh! If this boosts,
Oh. No, you're in too powerful position. You don't need a boost. You don't.
oh good, nothing's worse. Oh wow, and sneaks in another charge move. So this little
It
bit
must
of
have been
chip-
a case where they've got one hard counter in the back and they didn't want to swap into their hard counter.
Yeah.
And
well, now out comes the
Wow,
hard
that is
counter.
Ooh.
It's really soaking up. Is this lag or is this time? No, here we go. Yeah, there's the hard
No,
counter.
okay.
It's the Excadrill.
Togekiss has to swap out here, surely. Surely.
Giratina
Oh.
Origin form. Yeah,
There you go.
I would have stopped that straight away. Lets it go. And in comes. Oh, this is. Look how much those waterfalls are doing.
This is a little bit of a dominating position, to say the least. This is a very good matchup for Gyarados. Seeing the swap out into... There's no crunch on that Gyarados, so swapping into Excadrill now.
This is an interesting matchup because the Excadrill is quite squishy, and Tina's actually up a shield, and Tina actually looks pretty good against that Gyarados in the back as well. Now that the Togekiss is out of the way, this could be a very good window for Twibiskit to actually bring this one back here. A no shield, is this going to be the bait? Or is this going to be a Shadow Ball? It is the Shadow Ball. Oh!
Oh no.
Oh!
This has gone from a really nice spot for Japan to a bit of an uh-oh. Because now this Gyarados is going to take out this whole Giratina, which is a pretty tanky Pokemon, as well as taking out an extra Pokemon in the back, which is the Excadrill. So it's not like it's a huge task to take an Excadrill, but eating a Shadow Ball, this is pretty rough for the Gyarados. Does have the chance to sneak that Dragon move through. What Dragon move?
That's got to be
Outrage
Outrage. Outrage.
Outrage.
It's Outrage, so Outrage would have been a one-hit KO, but forced to spend the shield here, and now, ooh, a switch. Two Aqua Tails takes this out. It's probably 3 Waterfalls takes this out, but it needs to pressure that last shield. Lets it go, just soaking, and throwing the Outrage here, going straight for the KO. Sends it to the atmosphere, and is it going to land, or is it getting shielded? Oh, it's a shield. That is the game. So Twibiskit, even this, is this ominous win surely, or is he just throwing a BM Shadow Ball, bad manner Shadow Ball? No, ominous win.
That's an ominous win. Ominous win.
Takes it out. So
wow.
The fight back.
Maron was in such a strong position, having that Togekiss locked in against the Giratina. You know, Gyarados comes in, still a pretty decent spot, still have some health. Excadrill comes in, you know that there's a Giratina in the back, and you've got a Gyarados and an Excadrill in the back. Just dip out of there.
You got the pass, right? You can get out of there and you've got the matchup. Even if you're sacrificing your Excadrill for their Excadrill, then all you need to do is line up. You have to line up your Togekiss on that Giratina, but didn't. For some reason.
And Twibiskit saw the window, was like, it's my time. It's my time.
The window was there, and his head went straight through it and nailed it. So well done to Twibiskit there. Let's get straight into match 3. Can we call back another match here? Because now they're only 4 down. There's like that glimmer of hope there for Alamat Pilipinas. Here we go. Togekiss. The mirror.
Ooh.
Now,
so you go.
I was just saying, this could be very good for Twibiskit if they have that Giratina Origin form in the back, because this is the big counter to it. Unless they have the Dragonite maybe, and oh wow, a switch to catch. I did not even see what that was, Steve.
I have no idea, but it's not a Giratina. No, oh my gosh.
What?
What? 1. Brilliant catch. Fantastic catch. That charge move did nothing. But what? What's happening here?
What world do we live in? That's got to be a misclick. You don't.
But it won. It did it.
Yeah, but it's still bad.
Giratina Togekiss counter confirmed.
Oh, did you see that? Maron tried to swap into their Excadrill to catch this move, and it is a Shadow Ball. I mean, that Shadow Ball would have been devastating on that Excadrill.
But we know there's a Togekiss in the back, so Excadrill is going to be a pretty handy Pokemon for that.
Well, I mean, surely is this the Togekiss? I can't read Japanese.
This is the Togekiss.
It's got to be the Togekiss to soak this up. Let it go. Yep, and it'll... Oh, now this is interesting. Do they want to shield or do they let this go? Surely you let it go and get as much energy as you can. But your fast moves aren't actually going to do that much. And it insta swap into Gary.
Ooh,
oh no, it's Dragon Tail. It's the Dragon Tail Gyarados. This is where Twibiskit's upset. He's like, why?
It's gonna be.
Why didn't I take the Waterfall Gary?
We saw how much Waterfall was doing to that Excadrill before, but it's gonna be a little bit of Rock Slide versus Aqua Tail here, and not letting an extra Dragon Tail sneak through there is really nice play.
Oof, that
no shielding the first one.
No shielding the first one, because fast moves do absolutely nothing. Just needs to get to these Aqua Tails. Now, at this HP, I think an Aqua Tail's pretty close to taking it out, so potentially can double shield this and take it out with another Aqua Tail in the end. Because I don't think they'll get to 3 Rock Slides before. I think it's only 2 more Dragon Tails before the next Aqua Tail. Could be close, but
I can't see 3 Rock Slides being able to come through, taking both shields, take out Gyarados, and then you also still need to take out the Togekiss in the back as well.
There's the shield. There it is. And where's this Aqua Tail? Is it close? There it is.
Yeah.
It's come out straight away, so there's no... Now the thing is, this Gary's actually energy dry. How much health do they have in that last remaining Pokemon? What was it? Oh no, that was it. None.
Yep, that was Gonski.
Oh my goodness.
You saw that... the start of that game, the Togekiss Giratina swap. And it won.
It worked. Oh my goodness.
It was a successful maneuver. And with that, Twibiskit, the rank 2 in the Philippines, taking a win for the Philippines up against the currently winning by a fair margin, OJ Japanese squadron.
OJ Simpson Japanese what? Wow. I need a moment to recollect myself. So apparently swapping Giratina Origin form into a Togekiss to catch a charge move wins you the match somehow.
Yep.
Even though your Giratina Origin form has the most fantastic matchups against everything else in the team, except maybe a Dragon Breath Gyarados is a bit. I mean, Dragon Breath Dragonite, but whatever, and wins the matchup to bring it back to only being down 6-3 when they were down 4-1. No, 5-1. 5-1.
That is correct. That is apparently what we've just sat through. Wow.
In all my days of calling good swaps, that was not one I predict. I'm like, that's a match losing swap right there. Oh,
I
well,
think we need to both take a step back here just for the rest of the night and go, okay, crazy things can happen. This is the top 2 teams in factions sticking it out.
look,
Don't expect anything to go how you think it should.
I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to let you guys, I'm going to lean in and listen. You're going to see some weird shit, right? Some things are going to happen that you don't expect. And that was the first one. But now we're moving into we've got 4 battles in the Atlantis Cup. I always want to say Cup because it's like the Silph Cups, but it's not. It's the Atlantis Meta. And what we're going to
Battlefield.
Atlantis Battlefield. And what we're going to do is we're going to be seeing we've got 4 matchups. We're going to go 2 and 4, and then pair 1 and 3 to finish off the evening. So we'll see, can Alamat Pilipinas... Oh man!
Come on, man.
Every time.
Get him off here. Shoot.
We're gonna move in and see what we can get happening. Now, Steve, how did you find this meta? I'm gonna prop up the teams, but I want to hear how you found it.
I thought it was a pretty interesting meta. Now, I found this like very new YouTube channel, No Fun Pain Done. I did a video with him back in the Venture Cup. Talking about the teams because he was making some spreadsheets, and he was kind of talking some big brain sort of strats here in the Atlantis Cup, talking about being able to throw chart, just sort of cores you can use, and it sort of opened my eye to this meta a little bit, and it kind of made me see that you can kind of do whatever you want in this meta. You're free. You're a free bird. Kaka. You can do anything. It's a game of kind of, you can force shields. You've got bulk. You've got bulky options like you've got Mandibuzz. You've got Umbreon. They're actually seeing on both of these 2 teams here, the dark bulk. You've got some sort of more squishy Pokemon like your Galvantulas, your other squishy Pokemon that exist.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Is someone going to rope me off here?
Yeah. So Pelipper, obviously not the most bulky, but does hit hard. All the Weather Ball users seem to be a bit like that, a little bit on the squishy side, but gosh, Weather Ball's just broke, completely broke. Mawile was a Pokemon I identified quite early that I was really glad you didn't put in your YouTube video as something that could really break apart a lot of the core meta. So apart from the water users, it can beat Mandibuzz if it gets its baits right in the 2 shields. So crazy world we live in. Mawile was my MVP, even though I didn't do very well with the overall in the cup. But anyway, so we've got Sutaya versus Hawkchaaaan, and we need Hawk to bring this one back for the Filipinas. Otherwise, Japan is going to really streak away here, and we're straight into the first matchup. Oh my gosh, this is the worst nightmare.
This is not a good start for Japan at all. Whoa. Okay. So we added to Mandibuzz. I needed to recalibrate there, and it's gone from bad to worse here. Mandibuzz up against this Galvantula. This is not a great spot to be in at all. It does have the Aerial Ace, which can do some damage, but it's not, it's not a one-hit KO by any means.
Oh, wow, shielding a discharge. Well done. A lot of people going for that lunge bait here. Hawkchaaaan not choosing that and probably kicking themselves. Wish they did now. And this is actually a matchup where, because of the electric typing, that Aerial Ace is only neutral, even though it's a bug type. And Aerial Ace sucks. So just throw the foul plays, or even Dark Pulse if you have it. It's better. Here we go. And they'll be at another move here. Wins the CMP tie, excuse me. And this will take out our little flying friend. Lets it go. It is the discharge. And Mawile is going to come in to have a little bit of a nibble. Little something. Now, what team is Zoya running? Sorry, not... Yes.
Oh, okay. Going for the instant swap. No swap is coming in. Getting big. Oh, it's Pelipper.
It's Pelipper. It's double water.
This is not a bad spot for Venusaur to be at all. It's obviously not great. Wing attacks are going to be adding up here, but these Frenzy Plants are going to do a fair bit because Pelipper, again, is a bit of a squishy Pokemon.
Very squishy in the face of a Frenzy Plant. Maybe not so much in the face of anything else, but at this point, you might even just go the Hurricane to get that last shield, and then you can Sludge Bomb your way to victory from here. Nope, goes the Weather Ball. Oh, and I think it does. I think it's just going to survive this Frenzy Plant here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, it goes down. Now, energy low, so it does need to get... Oh, and what counting?
Ooh.
What counting by Hawkchaaaan?
Hawk.
Very nice. It's going to take this out. Oh, it throws the Earthquake.
Oh my gosh.
Really doing some heavy hits there. And now it needs another Earthquake. Oh, wow. Wow, Tsutaya throwing the Power Up Punch. Probably, I mean, I think the win condition was to try race to that
Play rough.
play rough there. And
Ooh,
it would
I
have
don't
been
know,
close.
This damage is adding up.
It is,
Powered
but
up fire
Earthquake.
phase.
It's an Earthquake here. This Earthquake takes it out.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Rest in peace.
Rest in
That,
peace.
that brings the score up to 6-4. Japan
Yes.
v Philippines. It's coming back. Look, it looked incredibly dominating at the start. 5-1 is a very scary position to be standing in, but it's now 6-4. This is looking very doable from the Philippines' point of view. And what was Suit's mistake there? I guess it was just a really bad lead, really rough swap in.
I think Hawkchaaaan just got the bait, right, on the Pelipper. Actually, no, it would have had another weather ball anyway there. It was actually the saving the energy on the Swampert before it swapped out, having enough to beat the Venusaur to its charge move. Now, we know the move sets on the Swampert. There's no Sludge Wave, so Venusaur's a little bit more happy to take an Earthquake than you would be a Sludge Wave, but yeah, how do you change this around for Tsutaya?
Let's see here. So we saw Swampert, Galvantula, Pelipper. So double water getting stuck up against a Venusaur was it was a good start. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite come home there. I guess you kind of have to keep Venusaur around. It's a really strong Pokemon up against Hawk's team. Like it's really only Galvantula that's a little bit rough, and even then you've still got some damage thrown back.
That Alolan Ninetales, if it's Powder Snow, absolutely wipes Venusaur. So, I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the double water strat is something that I saw a bit of, and it is really hard to counter, especially if you're a Mawile user and you like Mawile and you're going to use Mawile. So we'll see how it changes it up. Let's go into match 2 here. This is from Tsutaya's point of view, and we get a mirror. I mean, we've all been here. And interestingly, we've got no Earthquake here. We just have a Sludge Wave. So, both of them throwing. Throwing on
At the
7.
same time.
Throwing on 7. Such an interesting time to throw. How intriguing.
Is there something that they know that we don't? What?
Oh man, I think that's just that next level play, the ESPN, FSPN play, I should say. And we know now that... Oh, was that a fast move sneak in? I think that might have been
an extra mud shot.
A little sneaky mud shot, even though they're tapped on the charge move. It's that Japanese internet. It's just that little bit more OP than it should be. I don't know if you experienced your opponent having more energy than you in these battles, Steve, but in Australia, I certainly notice. And lets it go.
No comment. Yeah, can I let that go? I mean, maybe identifying the fact that they were a mud shot behind and were in perhaps a little bit of trouble there. I knew that it may have been a losing matchup and saw it as an opportunity to come in with this Powder Snow and Ninetales, get a little bit of energy. Has to be scared of that Sludge Wave though. Going for the bait. So do they respect the Sludge Wave? They are a shield up, so they can afford to burn the shield here.
Shield. What a call.
That's a call.
Whoa. I mean, even an Earthquake's going to do a big chunk, but this requires a shield now to stay in.
Yeah.
There's the shield, and we're going to get a Powder Snow down here. And this Ninetales is loaded up. And it is not
Get out of there.
This.
Oh, run.
Not like this. Hawkchaaaan, get out of there. I mean, what's it got? I can't tell. I didn't see anything.
Still not swapping. If they got Venusaur or Galvantula from the back?
I'm not sure. Either way, it wanted the Mandibuzz. It didn't get it. It's the Pelipper.
Pelipper.
Now, Pelipper's going to resist a lot of things here. Catching probably a Weather Ball here onto the Mandibuzz. Not going to do all that much because Mandibuzz is such a bulky boy. We've got Bulky Flyer versus Spammy Flyer coming up. ladies and gentlemen, this one could take a while.
Mandibuzz is, kind of spammy as well. It's just spam with not a lot of damage output.
Yeah, and that's
it's the time wasting sort of spam.
Yeah, that's the difference, I guess, between your Mandibuzz and your Vullaby. Vullaby's a little bit less bulky, but it has Brave Bird, and Brave Bird, even from a Vullaby, which doesn't have a great attack stat, does a ton of damage. So it's something that's much more likely to threaten shields than the Mandibuzz would. Now, Mandibuzz using his shield here, knowing full well that Mawile is going to fast move down that Ninetales in the back. No worries from here. Doesn't need to shield it. If this is a Hurricane, though, this could get pretty tight here.
How much damage does a Hurricane do to a... How much?
That
Hanging on.
much.
Swapping into...
Oh, Hawkchaaaan tried its best to catch a charge move there, which would have won the game, I'll be honest. Would have won them the game. However, goes down here in match 2. So
it is now 1-1 in this match, correct?
1-1 in this match, but we are 7-4 overall.
So they've shown they can do it. They know what's up. They just needed to get that double water strat going in the right spot, which we did see again, but they put one of the waters in the lead and then unfortunately lost the lead. Potentially on purpose because they saw a Mudshot, potentially just going for the strategies of trying to get some extra energy on Ninetales. Hard to say. They made a really nice call there on not shielding the Sludge Wave. But unfortunately still had to burn a shield on the extra Hydro Cannon that was coming through anyway. But,
which was nice energy use on Sutaya's side. Anyway, let's move straight into match number 3. Is this match number 3? It looks like it.
Yes.
It is.
Venusaur v Pelipper. So again, kind of an interesting little matchup where Water Weather Ball is not doing much to Venusaur. The wing attacks are kind of where Pelipper's getting most of its damage at this stage, unless it can get up to a Hurricane, whereas Venusaur is just going to threaten with every Frenzy Plant it throws. Does get a shield with the first one.
So Pelipper does win the 2 shield straight Weather Ball still, but Venusaur can no shield and take that second shield. So here you go. There's the bait. It's going to get to another bit of lag. Ooh, gets another Weather Ball in. So Venusaur can go down being up a shield. Gonna shield here, get to another Frenzy Plant. And then gonna get fast move down. So up 2 shields to none. Sorry, 1 shield to none. Or you can let this go here. Does shield. Pelipper wants to switch. Does not want that Mawile. And there is the Powder Snow. Oh no, it's Charm! Look at that Charm chunking away!
Oh, Pelipper is melting! Oh, I'm melting! Building the shield on the potential Hurricane does... Oh, that was a Weather Ball, wasn't it? That was the bait.
And gets a
Pelipper
second...
didn't have a Weather Ball and a Hurricane.
No, but it does have 2 Weather Balls. So it gets the bait, and it's a nice little chunk of damage there. Now the thing is, this this Ninetales is actually at some charge moves here, and we've got Powder Snow versus Charm, and Charm wins. Charm wins this mirror. I don't know about from this health range, but this is a nice... And here comes the Mawile, and Mawile is just going to chunk this down, and oh my gosh, it's Swampy in the no shield. So Swampert should reach to the Earthquake before they get to the Play Rough. Gosh, I'm getting a bit dry in the throat here. And this is bad. This is good for Hawkchaaaan. Hawkchaaaan gonna rein this one back in a little bit again. Just needs the Hydro Cannon here, and there it comes.
Wow.
Hawkchaaaan.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
It's bringing sexy back to the Philippines.
But not getting no music claims here.
No. This is Twitch, Steve. We can't just play whatever music we want. All right.
Another 2-1 for the Philippines there.
They're clawing back. They're clawing back.
Dun dun dun. 7-5. That is a very close call. Again, it is first to 11 in these sets.
That is correct. First to 11. So the OJ Japanese only need 4 more wins, and the Philippines team needs 6. So a long way to go, but they like I said, they're clawing it back. Let's keep jumping through these metas as we are moving on, and this is all the same meta, so we know what's coming up. We've got some Mawas, and interestingly, we've got some very different water Pokemon for Kevzo. Going with a Lantern and a Mantine and a Swampert.
Triple water.
Triple water, baby.
Very different. Very different water types. You know, I don't know if you've been like me and run one of those like 6 water type teams in the past, all sort of different water types, but it's probably good to stay at 3.
Well, I did for a little while when I was first started streaming, doing GBLs when back in the start of GBL. I did run monotype teams, so all war normals, all grounds, all this, and it wasn't pretty, but we got a couple of wins. So I think I understand that. But yeah, interesting. And Lantern actually has some nice play in this team. Beats the Politoed. I'm going to say it does well against Mawile. Loses to Galvantula, but it's going to beat Mandibuzz. So Lantern could feature quite highly. It has to avoid the other ones like the Plague, though. Especially that Venusaur and Swampert, right?
Maybe a little bit of an RPS sort of Pokemon. But I did want to say quickly that these 2 players have both only lost once in this cycle. So I think they both have a 3-1 record so far in the last 4 rounds, bouts. We should use the proper faction terminology.
Stick that jab out, Steve.
All right. Don't hurt me, Trotter.
I wouldn't dream of it. You sweet child. All right, let's move in. Let's us stop talking. Let's see Kevzo versus Legend 7 Queen. Kevzo shredding away there, loving it. Steve with the Rockstar. And what do we get? Ooh, this be all sorts of rough for Legend Queen. And an insta swap out into the Galvantula, counter swap into Swampert. This is not as good for Swampert as you might think.
Yeah, getting that little bit of energy on that Galvantula can actually mean in some shield scenarios that this becomes a win for Galvantula. Look how much a lunge does. Like, that's just like, it surprises me every time that this Thunder Spooter can just do that much damage to a Swampert. Eat a Hydro Cannon, going to be able to get to another lunge before...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wow, I did not see that much energy get in on that Swampert, so that is... crazy. Lets it go. And you're gonna farm up. You think you're gonna farm up on Venusaur, but really gonna be leaning heavily on the Mawile now for Legend 7 Queen here. Otherwise, this is a rough spot to be in. And look at that. It's just furiously tapping.
Like, time is not up yet.
I'm not sure what Legend 7 Queen's doing here, but I'm going to guess it's swapping to Mawile. And out comes Lantern, and Lantern is a really nice counter for this Mawile, because Mawile doesn't do that much.
There's 2 shields on both sides. So this Mawile is actually going to be able to stack on a fair little bit of damage onto this Lantern over time if they do decide to burn shields here. Assuming they don't, like... If they just let Mawile go and they brought in Venusaur, Venusaur would be able to take out Lantern fine, but it would essentially be able to do nothing up against that Mandibuzz. So you really want to keep this Mawile around in some capacity to maybe try and get a play rough off at some point. Looks like they're charging up to the play rough, so maybe going to try and throw a play rough onto this Lantern now that they've powered up punched once.
But now those shields are gone. It's I don't think there's much the Legend 7 Queen can do here. Even if you catch a Hydro on Mandibuzz to keep your Mawile alive, like, it's still not great. So here we go. Was another boost, but I mean, from here, Thunderbolt KOs. Oh!
Okay, we're seeing the catch. This still isn't great though. We know that Mandibuzz is coming out, and Mandibuzz is going to be able to farm up a fair bit of energy here.
Yeah, and I mean that Mawile, it's only one, even though it's a fairy type, it's only one foul play I think away, and maybe an air slash. These sludge bombs will do a little bit, but it's not even that much.
Kevzo still has a shield as well.
Shield and just bulk to hide behind.
Unfortunately for Legend 7 Queen here, I feel like, whoa. There goes Venusaur. Mawile is going to be able to get to that play rough, but do they Are they going to go for the power up punch bait? They're going straight for the play rough. If this fails, it's GG's. If this does not go through, it's out.
I would let this go through. Yeah, let it go through. Let it die, because you've just got to get to one Thunderbolt here on your Lantern. Actually, and props. That is a shiny Lantern, ladies and gentlemen. Did not pick that up at the start of the battle. Do apologize. So I'm loving...
My shades have clearly undiscolored it.
I'm loving people flexing their shinies in these matchups. Has been great so far. Here it is.
There's been more shinies in these battles than I have in my inventory.
There we go. So Kevzo fighting back again. We are almost neck and neck, Steve.
7-6.
7-6.
This is insane.
Wanko's like calling up his team members, going, "If you lose, you cut. Like you cut."
So did you see what the score was like just a few rounds ago? Like this was 5-1, guys. What have we been doing? What's happening here? Philippines is coming back.
Philippines coming back heavy, strong, and let's just pump straight into it. And I saw a Swampert lead, and Swampert is pretty nice against Kevzo's team, as long as it doesn't see a Venusaur. And we're in a mirror. Shiny. Give this one to Kevzo. Got another shiny.
Sorry, Legend 7 Queen. The shiny Swampert is winning it out here. Do like this shiny very much just because it is purple. I'm a purple man. But we'll see what they do. We're not seeing throws at 7 this time, so clearly it's not a strategy that transcends everyone.
No, it doesn't transcend all of time. But I don't think that was a mirror, because there was a desync. So I think Legend 7 Queen was able to throw that charge move without them getting an extra tap here. And it is Kevzo winning the CMP tie. And a shield coming out. Interesting. Putting the ball into Kevzo's court as to what you want to do from here, because you're not going to mud shot down. Whoever decides not to shield it's just farm. You would assume for anything at this point. There it is, and yeah.
I think they both want to win switch advantage, because the way that the last battle sort of went, it was came down a little bit to RPS in getting the Mawile up against the Lantern, the Venusaur up against the Mandibuzz. So I think they do both want to win switch here to make sure that the game goes in their favour. And unfortunately, I say, as Kevzo lets the Swampert go down in favour of a shield.
I mean, it's not a bad play. There's shields down. You've got a shield. You can just farm up a bit of energy here. And on the Mandibuzz too, you're not really worried about a Hydro here. You can happily take it and keep your shield for something that you're worried is going to kill you, right? You only worry about things that kill you in these sort of points. And there it is, and gets the farm down. And what do you come in here with, Steve? You have to think you come in... Galvantula, but or do you soak? Do you soak that energy? Oh, there's a spinning ball of death. It's never nice. Look at that spinning ball. There it is. It is Galvantula. Now Galvantula...
What were you saying before about Japanese internet?
Kevzo. Oh no, Legend 7 Queen, sorry. Went for the silver bundle, not the gold. Ooh, and throwing an air slash. Probably would prefer to throw the foul play. And it's a bait. We're getting the lunge bait, which means it will actually survive another charge move now. If it gets shielded and unshielded. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
And a swap here. Did it catch? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Legend 7
This is
Queen.
Do nothing.
This is going to do nothing. It's resisted the foul play.
And it was debuffed by lunge.
Oh, and not a Lantern either.
Wow. Okay. So surely it's going to be Bubble Beam, Ice Beam.
Ice Beam? I don't know about anything else, but you want Ice Beam. That's one thing I do know. It is Wing Attack, so it's going to generate energy a little bit faster than the Air Slashes. The Wing Attacks will do no damage, and it is the Ice Beam, but you need 2. Oh, that's disgusting. You need 2, and the only downside for this is as well, the Galvantula will fast move this Mantine down so quickly. Double super effective Volt switches is not going to be pretty. Oh, and uses the shield. Okay. If they got to farm up to 2 moves, are they going to swap in? Oh no, they're letting it go. This could be a bubble beam. This could be a bubble beam.
Could be.
It is the bubble beam.
Ooh.
And instant comes the Gal. And whoa. Oh, that just got deleted. That's
Deleted
not
who?
right. Oh, that's not right. You didn't even get to see it.
I didn't realize we were putting up human rights violations up on stream here today.
Oh my
That
gosh. Get the dispute out. Wave that dispute flag. There's got to be something in there. You can't throw a 4-turn Volt Switch and just like
in 0 turns.
like not get one wing attack, not get your Ice Beam, which is a charge move
gosh.
there.
Look, it was a very strong GG's. No matter how many wing attacks they got through there. Unfortunately, I think Galvantula might have had that one.
Oof.
Yeah. Japan pulling back out, getting the wins back. It's now 1-1 in this set, so there's only one battle left to go in the Legend 7 Queen v Kebso 8 matchup.
Let's roll it. Wow, Kebso. Shredding away. Politoed. We haven't seen Politoed yet.
Okay.
And if this is a Powder Snow, this will be a very favourable matchup. It is Charm. It is suddenly slightly less favourable. Look at that Charm damage chunking away. And gets to the Earthquake. So it's got the Legacy... So it's got the Elite TM Earthquake or Legacy move Earthquake. But it's just throwing straight Weather Balls. No shield. Wow, very nice. No shield there. And now comes the oppressive Weather Ball spam. You didn't need to shield the first one, but it's rolling through now. Steve, are you a Blizzard or a Earthquake Politoed man?
I'm gonna burn an Elite TM on you type of man.
Do you have all of your Elite TMs still?
I need them all. What if I need them at some point? I'll use it if I need it in a Silph tournament, I'm sure.
Wow, and throwing again here, so could no shield and let this go, or shield and potentially charm down. They're going for the shield charm down. Oh, and a quick swap here into Galv. Oh, and the overtap means all that energy, and it's just not there now. And wow, swamp it again. This is not as good of a matchup as you would like it to be.
Look, we were a little bit overconfident on the Galvantula's end before. I think Swampert is going to get to that Hydro Cannon before another lunge comes through this time around, unfortunately.
It is, however, you could shield this and lunge again, and this thing's pretty weak. They're going to be forced to shield, and then you leave your farm with your Venusaur. That switch time is getting close, but it might be close to being up, but it's not amazing, right? There it is.
It's not that close, unfortunately. Swampert's definitely going to be able to...
This takes it out, surely. If double debuff does it? Oh, I'm doubting myself. Does it?
Ooh, hangs on. It gets a lunge off.
It's disgraceful.
The power of lunge. I take back any disparaging comments I made about how bad this matchup was for Galvantula, because...
Oh no.
Wow.
It's Lantern.
I'm sorry, Kevzo, but this is a top left situation. There is nothing to be done here.
Not like this, Kevzo.
Absolutely nothing.
Not like this. You played it out so well. It was so close. But, this Japanese team's just pulling away at the right times. Just taking out that third match. And
really well played there. Just had the wrong Pokemon in the back.
Can they stop this train? Who can stop this Japanese hype train? They need 2 more wins. Is it going to be Alamat Pilipinas around 2, right? They can't lose 2. They can only lose 1 of these last 5 matchups to stay in this one. Let's see.
They have to win 5-1. 5 out of the next 6 battles.
They could win 6-0 as well.
Oh, they could win 6-0.
All right.
Or maybe they one of the teams forfeits in some way and it gets like put in a 0-2 situation,
which would force a draw. Oh no. We haven't. I wonder if there've been any dirty tactics like that where if they lose 3-0, they lose everything. So they don't do the battle, they don't communicate, and they lose. Oh, we're getting into the dirty plays here now.
I've seen some 10-10s around. Just throwing it out there.
Really? It's there. All right, let's move on from that. Do you know either of these battlers? Because I'm not very familiar.
No, well, I mean, I've seen them quite a bit because I've been paying a lot of attention to factions as I've been writing the FSPN articles for the last few weeks. of the season, which you can check out on silph.gg / whatever the posts are at on that website. But NnnnnKonToNoooo versus Elgato009. I know Elgato is a thing. I'm assuming the X is like, you know, I've seen some usernames around
Maybe
where
it's like a little,
the X
like
kind of
a
gets
dab
thrown in
type
to make
thing.
usernames usable. So they've like people in names that have been taken. You can still use a name.
All right. Teams, we've seen a lot of these Pokemon. We know this meta pretty well now. Let's jump into the first battle and see if Alamat Pilipinas can get back on the board and get themselves back into this match. And what have we got? We've got Lantern into Swampert. I mean, this is kind of even. This is that bait game. Oh, and straight out of there into the Swampert mirror. Not wanting a bar of it. And we're
Really
in a mirror
swap.
with
So you know
energy.
you're behind.
Exactly. You don't want to be behind in a mirror. Especially a swap in. Alright, a no shield. Can they sneak
Unless
in
they're
any
going to
energy?
do something funky like try and get an earthquake through or something. We are seeing a shield from NnnnnKonToNoooo side.
No
Just a
Konto.
hydro cannon.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
And a swap out preserving a little bit of energy, but also a lot of health on that Swampert. So that is a really, really nice play there, because you think, oh, you're in the mirror, you're locking yourself into a mirror. You can switch out. I mean, you delay your switch clock by like 10, 15 seconds, which sometimes having decent switch clocks is disadvantageous if you're the second person to swap. But
Ooh. Getting a
double
powder
shield.
snow in there.
A shield coming in here, so this is going to be another powder snow down. And what do you bring back out? Do you bring back out that
Lantern?
lantern? Yeah, there's the lantern, because you don't have to worry about the powder snow or the weather ball. Even a gleam, which is coming in here, lantern's actually quite bulky. It's surprisingly bulky, and we'll see what they're able to do. And a no shield on the gleam, and not quite going to get the spark down. Sparks, not that.
Ooh.
And
I wonder if they've been counting. Do they know? Do they know?
We'll find out shortly. They know. They know, Steve. These guys aren't undefeated for no reason. And it is a spark down. Oh my goodness. Spark down. Hydro cannon incoming.
Gosh.
This is going to do
my gosh.
a
Hydro
devastating
Hydro pump. This is the heavy.
Pump. Get pumped. And oh no.
Oh.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, any other Pokemon in the lineup would have been fine. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
And it's Bullet Seed too, which is just so
such a
resistant.
spicy little Pokemon.
And what is it? Ice Beam, but look at that. It's not enough.
Oh my god.
It's just gonna get Volt Switch down. Yeah. Oh, snuck in, but I mean, it's not another Ice Beam, is it? Is it another Ice Beam? But look at that HP. No, it's the Bubble Beam. And Lunge is just gonna take it out. Settle down, Steve.
Hey, I was kind of quoting Elf there. I wasn't meaning anything more.
Oh dear, and a little bit of lag there, but that's enough. And ouch, so unfortunate in that team cop there for LX Gato 009.
Elgato.
Oh, so it is. Oh, the lead stretches
10-6.
10.
They cannot. Philippines can't lose another game.
They can't.
Japan wins one more. They take it. They take the cycle. They win. They're the top APAC team, undefeated for the full thing.
All right, let's go. Let's see. We're gonna even if the matchups sewn up, we're gonna watch all the battles anyway. And this is a much nicer, which is Bullet Seed on a Mantine against. Look at that damage. That's crazy. There's nothing that threatens, and a swap out into the Powder Snow Ninetales and Lantern as the swap in. That's interesting.
Okay, so they've both sort of avoided a later matchup here. So by swapping into Ninetales instead of Galvantula, they're keeping their Galvantula for later on when Mantine might come out. And by bringing Lantern in here, they're avoiding the Lantern v Swampert matchup that they could have found themselves in another time also. It's kind of a weird little matchup they found themselves in here.
So you'd have to think both people know that it comes down to switch advantage at this point, right? That's what they need.
Yeah.
Unless LX Gato doesn't have a Galvantula counter in the back. Because all we've seen is Mantine and this Lantern.
You've got to have a counter in the... You can't run 3 Pokemon that are weak to Galvantula. You just can't be doing that. You
shouldn't. But... Oh, and what a call here. And is this going to be a double KO? Oh, no.
Double KO.
All that energy. And this is what it comes down to. You're down a shield now. Sometimes it's better off just throwing.
He swaps in. He swaps in. Oh,
but up a shield.
Look, this is very lucky for Elgato because they didn't bring Mantine into Galvantula. Yeah. That is the bottom line right now. This is the best case for Elgato.
That is very true, Steve. Perspective. Sometimes we just need a little bit more of it.
We are going to see the lunge come through.
But it is a rough spot. No shield. Can't really afford to shield. Oh my goodness.
Whoa!
And how much energy does this thing have too? Where did the 1.5 Hydro Cannons come from? Forces the shield. They have to swap. Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
No!
LX Gato just maybe not quite keeping up with the count there, and down that goes. Has a shield in the back, and I mean, Bullet Seed's lovely, but you just save that shield for your little fella in the back. And was this Earthquake? Was this an Earthquake Swampert? Yeah, it is. Yeah. So can't even threaten the sludge. Although might not have seen, but there's no shields. So Hydro Cannon's the way to go here.
Yeah, they've charged up anyway.
Oh, they're probably just trying to get to 2. Those Bullet Seeds will do a little bit of damage, but I mean, it could be a fair bit of energy. But they still need 2 charge moves on that. 2 charge moves to land on the Galvantula, and Galvantula's at the discharge. So just being respectful. Thank you.
All right.
That's Konto. Respectfully shields, and then throws the discharge. No bad manners there. Very good. Taking it out.
No fast move down flex. No shield flexing. Going, hey, I'm gonna play it the best I can, win as efficiently as possible, and with that, we have some champions.
We have some champions, and if I only press the right button. Okay.
I believe in you. Yay!
There we go. Alright, so now it's just to see how much they can win by. So they remain undefeated. These heavy hitters.
They are 10-0 in factions. They have never lost a bout. Never. Ever.
Insane. Let's go.
Last battle of the set.
Let's get to this set.
The Filipinas have only lost twice.
Both to this team. It's got to be a frustrating thing. And
third time's the charm, right?
Powder Snow's actually pretty good in this matchup. Mudshot's...
I was going to say third time's the Powder Snow, actually. But...
save the dad jokes, mate.
Yeah.
Leave it for the dads. Shout out Chenzo out there. Lands and swaps into a Poison Sting Drapion.
Poison Sting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poison Sting Drapion.
New Poison Mudshot on the scene.
And I mean that doesn't do too much, but they are at a second one, and oh no. This is not what you want to see. So what? Crunch, Aquatail, could be a Fell Stinger. Not going to shield.
Yeah, it could be a Fell Stinger.
Lets it go, and it is an Aquatail.
It doesn't do much. They are going to come out real quick, though. Like, real quick. Like, I'm not sure if you've faced any Drapions at this point, but like, Mudshot Clone is just...
We've got GBL Mulder saying it's Poison Jab, not Poison Sting.
Oh, Poison Jab.
So it's the pseudo counter clone instead of the Mudshot clone.
one of the many other buffed poison moves that are swimming around.
I mean, it was needed. It needed to happen. And no, incorrectly, GBL Mulder. It is Poison Sting, not Poison Jab. Quick look on PV Poke. Thank you for everything you do, PV Poke.
Love you, PV Poke.
And we get in here. Out comes the Hydro. Excellent. Tap all those bubbles. Not that it does much.
We know what's coming in here.
Oh
dear.
Not like... Well, man, every single time, this Galvantula has found its way onto the Mantine. And it's just...
poor Mantine. Elgato is just crying right now.
Oh no.
You couldn't let me use Mantine once against anything but this Galvantula. Throwing the lunge before swapping out here, presumably, just to bring this Swampert down a peg.
Yeah.
There's the swap out.
And, wow, we're going to be forced to shield this one, though. If it doesn't want to let it go. Yep. Because Power the Snow wants to get this little bit of chip damage. And it's probably actually going to beat the Swampert to the next charge move as well, because it's just got that much extra energy. Let's it go.
Yeah. One more. CMP tie. Ooh, Swampert's getting it.
Swampert.
Was that CMP?
I'm not sure, but at this point, it doesn't really matter, because you can even Volt Switch. You can even just single shield, Volt Switch down, and you're sitting pretty.
Hey, Mantine, you still back there? I'm coming for you.
Oh no. And I mean, it's close. If you had Wing Attack Mantine, maybe, but just Bullet Seed's not going to be enough, especially now you lunge it, so you get the lunge off first. They're forced to shield.
I mean, even if they don't shield, like, they're not going to get another chance to use a shield.
Yeah. Oh no, they'll survive 2 Volt Switches. Just. There's the Ice Beam.
If they kept their shield... Oh, actually, I was going to say, if they kept their shield, there would have been no reason to go for another charge move anyway.
If they had Wing Attack, they win there. They actually end up doing enough damage there to take it out. Those Bullet Seeds...
Bullet Seed's such a spicy move, Trotter. Where's the love of the game? I know I tried Bullet Seed one time in a set of battles. It didn't go my way either.
Didn't go your way. Alright. Well done to the Japanese team. We're going to move into the last set of battles, and we've got 2416 Rod against Bailey Bryan 31. Now, I lost quite poorly to 2416 Rod in our matchup in the previous bout. Is that the right terminology?
That is yep, that is correct, Trotter.
It is correct, and he very much utilized a double water strategy, which I predicted and still lost. So, well done to Rod, destroying me. Let's see how Bailey Bryan goes up in this, what is kind of a dead rubber, but let's see. And wow, Lapras into, is this Bug Bite? It is. Bug Bite. Ow, 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 ow. Slow energy gen.
Such a weird move, Bug Bite. Just throwing it out there. Just gives a weird vibe.
Is it a bite, normal bite clone? I would need to look that up, but it feels very similar.
But either way, Iron Head is a really nice move here up against that Leopard. Gonna go for the Bug Buzz.
Bug Buzz is actually better because even though it's super effective against ice, it's resisted by water. So neutral move.
It's neutral still.
Oh, and a swap out here to catch the Surf does not come off. Oh my goodness.
And yeah, going for the little gun. Okay, this didn't work out. I didn't catch a Surf, but I really don't want to get hit by Skull Bash. Ooh, Weather Ball. Ooh, getting the shield.
Ooh. Shield and a swap into... Alright, we've got Spam versus Bulk, and we can't even read that WhatsApp message. I'm assuming that's WhatsApp. It could be... Actually, it says line, so that's some sort of other service.
I really hope it wasn't private details. Because anyone who can read Japanese.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're getting Weather Ball Spam versus Snarls and Foul Plays. It's a long one. There's a lot of energy on that Umbreon, though, at this point.
Yeah.
Not shiny Umbreon, though. I'm a little bit disappointed.
No Psychic yet.
No
few weeks
psychic.
early.
Yeah, a little bit early for that little chestnut. But here we go.
So there is that Lapras in the back that has a ton of energy. Going to see the swap out into the Wormadam back here.
Bite.
Interesting.
Throw the Iron Head.
Bug Bite's going to add up. Yeah, this charge move isn't going to, it's not going to take it out by any means. So it's
But
not
it's going to do a
world.
nice chunk of damage. It's
Yeah.
nice. It's not world ending, but it is nice. And interestingly, not switching out of that Umbreon, so happy to leave it in here. Where's the Crustle? I wanted the Crustle. So
There's still time, Trotter. There's still time.
there's no
I'm
Crustle.
going to see the Ninetales come in. We're going to get a farm down?
Oh,
We're going to see
it's
an
gonna
Iron
be...
Head.
Oh, throwing the
Oh, okay.
charge move. So now you're happy to let it go. You're close to the Iron Head, but it's not really worth the risk. Yep. Lets it go.
Yeah.
Nicely played there by Rod.
Rod holding on to that shield advantage as well. Brings in the Politoed. Unfortunately, a little bit just too slow on the charge move there. Has to burn the shield now.
Is
So
it type one?
they're going for the Earthquake. They tap it. Oh, they didn't tap it. Okay, going for the
No,
Weather
they
Ball.
didn't.
Oh wait, they didn't tap it.
They
They
didn't.
tried to swap. Like,
How many times have you done that, Steve? Like,
how many games of Pokemon have I played?
Alright, Swampert, and it's an Earthquake Swampert, so it doesn't have the Sludge Wave. Hydro Cannon's going to do a lot of damage at this point, though. So Rod's sort of in that driver's seat with that little extra shield there. Takes one, and oh, here's the Lappy. So needs 2 Hydro Cannons. So you're thinking a little bit extra energy, throw the Hydro.
That's the Skull Bash.
Oh, it was the Skull Bash. Oh, look, they're at 2. They're at 2 charge moves here. This is rough for Bailey Bryan. This will do enough to take it out, and Hydro Cannon incoming, gets the Powder Snow. Not gonna play. Unfortunately, that little extra sneak in.
If they got 2 Surfs on that Lapras, you'd get one through, but
Is this actually? This is gonna be a little bit tighter than I thought. Is this gonna be a mud shot down? Or do they have energy? No,
Yeah,
they don't
goes.
have energy. One. Oh my gosh, that was close.
I think it's yeah.
Oh
Did they-
my goodness.
Did they have a charge move at the end there? Did they just get there?
They just got there as it ticked over. Oh, we're jumping straight in. Sorry, that was a quick
Okay.
click. No messing around here. And Lantern. This is... I do not know how the Bug Bite matchup goes.
It's doing a nice little bit of damage. I feel like Lantern is going to be able to come out with Thunderbolts faster, which I'm assuming, like, you can go for the Hydro Pump, try and sneak it through, but it's a risky game.
And I feel like after the last game, they might actually go for it to try and get that sort of that shield advantage, even if they take the shield out. And there
Ooh,
it
it
is.
comes through.
But it's not as devastating as I thought.
Wow.
So you do need 2 charge moves, so you're probably actually better off just going double Thunder in this matchup. Oh my gosh. What is Rod counting? Oh my goodness, it's like on a string. And out comes the Ninetales as the counter, which
Still no Sludge Wave, so it's like, if this one had Sludge Wave, this would be like master play. Without Sludge Wave, there's still some play both ways here. Obviously, it did still burn up a significant portion of energy from that Lantern, but the Hydro Cannons are definitely going to need to get a few of them through alongside the shields.
shields go on both sides.
Still 1-1. It's the Hydro Cannon off first. This isn't going to take out Ninetales. They don't have to shield now if they don't want to, necessarily.
No, have they seen the Earthquake though? They might not have seen the Earthquake yet.
They might have not. You may be correct. But I feel like at this point, they've thrown so many Hydro Cannons at Ninetales. Surely, you'd assume.
Yeah, well,
Assuming moves has never gone wrong.
no, let me draw you back to that Master League game, right? And never assume.
I'm sorry. They could be assuming they have Sludge Wave as well.
Oh my gosh, and Rod has caught
You are
again.
joking.
Oh my
joking.
goodness. Rod, what are you doing to your opponent? It's just It's oh wow. And then he's going to get
24-16 Rod is probably like not only playing Pokemon Go, but also playing 5 games of chess, just absolutely masterminding everything. This is absolutely stupidly well played.
Oh no. And out comes the Crustle.
No.
The Crustle,
no.
it's going to eat a lot of charge move here because very nice play here from Rod. Knows that 2 Weather Balls is enough and can get a little bit of extra energy because those Rock Throws, no, Smackdown, sorry, doesn't do that much. And still going to have a little bit of energy in his back pocket as well to take out, what was it again? Oh yeah, the Ninetales. So on a string. And actually, interestingly, Rod, looking at the health of all the Pokemon that are left, those catches were, even though it looked in his favor, critical for winning these games. All the Pokemon were pretty low. If it didn't catch those charge moves, really would have been a lot harder. And
I know you wanted to. I know you wanted to see Crustle, but I'm sorry you had to see Crustle like that. It's
not like this. Not like this, Crustle.
Not like this.
Even against Wormadam, it does pretty nicely, even though the Smackdowns are neutral. Right, let's go. Yeah. This is the last matchup.
Final battle.
And oh my goodness! Oh no! And he's got the bug bite.
Oh my gosh! Throwing the Frenzy Plant first, going, hey, I know this is good for me. I'm gonna throw this first Frenzy Plant. Still gonna be all good. I'm gonna swap out after this. Keep Venusaur for later on. Could have even stayed and like charge up.
Could have taken one.
If they really wanted.
Could have taken one charge move, then swapped if they wanted, but electing to keep it healthy, knowing that Wormadam is not the bulkiest, but against those foul plays, it's just not enough. And Bug Buzz is just gonna absolutely wreak havoc with this Umbreon. So what a pick! The Bug Buzz trash Wormadam just going to town. Oh, Rod! This is the first time we've seen some FPS lag on Rod's side, so seems to have cleared up now.
Now, it is worth noting that because we know that the Swampert is out there lurking around, Rod may want to get this Wormadam low in health that there isn't much to farm.
Yeah, that's true.
Certainly
but he might not want to get it. The other thing is, he may not want to get that if an Ironhead get caught. If the switch time was up, they could have tried to catch that Ironhead, but seemingly letting it go. And was that a tap on Politoed that I saw? It is. An insta-swap into Politoed.
They're seeing value in keeping Venusaur around, potentially calling that there's going to be another water type in the back.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's they got? Ninetales, Lantern, Lapras, Crustle are the other options. I mean, Venusaur doesn't fare amazingly against Ninetales, but does pretty well against the Smackdown Crustle. It's going to outpace it, and obviously beats Lantern, and Lapras, if it doesn't have Ice Beam, it's a bit of a struggle as well.
My sources are telling me that it's a Lantern in the back.
What sources have you got?
My sources have never been wrong. Never.
Oh, never. Not once? Not ever?
No, not once. Shooting the Earthquake as well. Rod. Just absolutely. As I said, my sources were saying it was Lapras the whole time. Never wrong. Gonna go for the Weather Ball instead of the Earthquake.
Interesting.
There's the shield.
The shield. Oh
Rod is just. This is insane. This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. And
DrTrotter has minimised their application. Sit tight.
There we go. It's back up. But I have done a thing.
All right.
Have you got it, Steve? I've lost Steve.
I'm back.
What have I done here?
And let me cam on.
There we go. Okay. There we go. We're all back. Sorry for the.
We're all back.
We were going so well. So few. You can see the Skull Bash catch coming. 23 EJB saw it coming. Rod is just catching, right?
Yeah. That's the last shield. Now, assuming this Lapras doesn't have Ice Beam, we've seen Surf and Skull Bash, haven't we?
Have we seen the Surf? I cannot recall. And I don't speak Japanese. There's the Surf. All right, farm down, and out comes the Frenzy to finish off
And with that, Japan, not only did they hit that 11-game mark, they've extended it out to 15-6. That is a huge score.
That is a huge score. And I mean, unfortunate, so many of those games for Alamat Pilipinas, so close coming in there, but my goodness, the Japanese team of Wanko and his crew are just unstoppable. They're so good. Let's pop up the stats here. This is what we can see from their team so far. Sorry, pop those out of the way. And these are their players. So we didn't see 56 Luffy, but they have a almost 80% win-loss ratio. That's not like, that's battles. That's not matches, like sets of 3.
If on average you win 80% of your battles and you're playing 21 battles every week, that is an average of 16.8 battles every week throughout both cycles. They are 10-0.
So
they are insane. They are absolutely insane, and they are absolutely the faction to beat. Like, some serious, like, APAC is going to need to step up their game to be able to fight back against this just team of 8 Japanese legendary battlers.
Yeah,
I believe they are all GBL legends as well. Don't let their Silph rankings dictate your entire belief of their skill, because, you know, as we've seen tonight, they know a thing or two about how to PvP around.
They know exactly what they're doing here. Well,
look, I don't think that the Master League battle could be topped. I think that is easily the craziest moment of the entire last 2 hours. And I don't think I'll ever be able to look at a Giratina the same way again.
Yeah. But one thing we can learn is, if you're playing Rod, expect to get charge moves caught, right? 24-16 Rod just caught charge moves left, right, and center. Amazing plays. Just plucking them out of the air. Well, I guess that wraps up our coverage of the finals of the APAC conference. So massive thank you to both of the teams for allowing us and being happy for us to show these battles. If any of your faction is interested in showcasing some of their battles, please get as many. We need every single battle, so get your teams to save all of their battles, send through to either myself or PvP Steve, and we will happily showcase them. Even better than that, though, is get your opponents to save the battles as well. We will do the video editing, we will get them up so we can see both side by side. Would be brilliant. Would be brilliant to see. And thank you, Silph, for getting these things up and running. Now, the next cycle, is that right? No, the next season.
Oh, well, the season is going to begin.
So the next season is going to be seen, and we're going to have tiered lobbies now. So there's going to be tiers within your faction conference, whatever that may be. So it'll be really good to see some of those battles, and hopefully we can see people put out a heap more of this content, and we can really jump in and support some of your favorite battlers in their factions, because it's a really exciting format. It's really fun, and you get to work together as a team. And the best factions are the ones that are actually playing together as a team and performing together as a team. That's how they elevate themselves higher. Not just like, oh yeah, I'll just do it on my own. It's not. It's team sport. It's a team sport. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. I mean, that is what makes factions so much different than, like, really anything else that has existed anywhere. Like, I don't think anything has been able to, like, one, bring the team aspect in, but also be so widespread, so just, it's Silph. It is like just that heart of Silph, really just well constructed, some really nice manpower being pushed from behind, some brilliant dev work to make it all just work super smooth. It's a really nice thing, and I think it is going to just get better and better as more and more people get involved, more and more content starts getting put out there, more and more hype builds. I think it's going to have a really nice future ahead of us.
Yeah, look forward to it. Anyway, so speaking of teammates, we're actually going to send the raid on over to one of our teammates here, PvP Steve. Yusei Furo, he's member of Thunderous Down Under, which is our APAC faction team, who fell short with a 3-2, unfortunately. So we're looking to bounce back in this next cycle, next season, and can't wait to it. So everyone give you say a heap of love as we read on over there, and believe he's doing Open Great League GBL battles. So thank you again, Steve. Thanks for coming out. I know it's way past your bedtime. Really appreciate you coming with us, mate. Couldn't have thought of any.
Yeah, seriously, thanks to everyone for coming out. It's been a fun night, and hopefully we can do more of this in the future. So,
look forward to it. We got a countdown for 7 seconds for the raid, and then we're off. So
to New Zealand.
Oh, make sure you go like and subscribe to Steve's channel. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do, and we'll see you in the next one.